Zone 385. Let's go. Thought you weren't playing games blind on stream anymore? Yeah, that was the idea. We're going to try this as an experiment and see how it goes. Because if somehow this will still work for people and be something entertaining, even though there's zero interactivity, which is kind of the point of Twitch, we'll see how it goes. If people still enjoy it, then I might do games that way. If people don't enjoy it, I might just record my blind playthroughs and upload them to YouTube instead. Yeah, we'll see. But we're gonna experiment. We'll try. We'll see how it works out. Wish they would release the old school games for PlayStation Premium. Your PS2 is broken and you can't play them. Even if your PS2 worked, like if you have to rebuy any any other things, physical copies of games and stuff, they get out of here. Fucking bot. I don't know if I've got mods in stream yet, but keep an eye out. If there's one, usually there's more. Monster You Created, thank you so much for the 8 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much for that Prime sub. Holy crap, Zone 385. I mean, 385, we're pretty far in there, but it's still gonna be a long way from 500, considering how the game is at this point. Because, yeah. Every zone in this game is horrible. And the higher up I go in zones, the more bullshit they get. We're basically at a point now where 90% of the things in this game just one shot. Even though I've got I'm maxed out as far as character level, I've got all the best stats and equipment and weapons. Doesn't matter. So some nights we get really lucky and things aren't too bad in a couple of zones and we fly through them. Sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 hours just to do 2 zones. Because they're basically impossible. You get a challenge room with a bunch of things that can kill you in one shot and you need a timed hit combo. That's basically a soft lock. You can't progress. Because Book of Memories is horrible. Badly designed. And not balanced at all. Changed your name again, used to be Exploding Kitten? Oh, shit. What's up, Exploding Kitten? So many, it's always hard to try and keep up with the name changes, but Monster You Created. So ominous. But yeah, I try to keep up with the name changes when I can. Stop. Don't hit me. Could we hit 400 this stream? Probably not, Krypton. Probably not. I think we'll be lucky to hit 390. If we can do 5 zones in the next 3 hours, I'd be happy enough with that. Hey, what's up, Hirimi? Hope everyone's still liking my choice of character. Let's get some dialogue. Henshin, sexy dancing magic. And this alternating color flashlight, raver light, just to make it extra difficult to see if there's anything I can interact with. Oh, you fucker. Stop it. Stop it. You just sit there. Sit there and think about what you've done. Even 5 zones per week isn't so bad, though it'd be about 6 months of this every Monday. I mean, you say that as though I haven't literally been doing this since 2018. Well, I don't know. That's going to be another 6 months of content every Monday. Yeah, that's fine by me, Krypton. That works for me. Already been doing this a little bit at a time over the course of like 4 years, but might take another 6 months. Although it hasn't been like consistent at all. Because 2018 was the year that I did the subathon. And we did the first 31 or 32 zones, something like that, of this file. But then I didn't actually start doing Book of Mondays and continuing that until like super late 2018, maybe 2019. And then I kept up with doing every Monday for a little while, but then there's a lot of weeks where I don't stream, and there's a lot of times where like all of 2020, I basically took like 10 months off and didn't stream anything. So it's not like I've been grinding at this like every single Monday. Yeah, life happens. But overall, just looking at like the playlist from when I started this, we're up to like 130 something hours just on this one game file. Because I've done other playthroughs of Book of Memories outside of that, but just on this one file trying to get to Zone 500. We're like 130 something hours in. Oh my god. And I'm dead. I got hit by 2 fucking projectiles. The second one I didn't think was going to hit me if I would have been able to go through the door, but of course it's fucking sticky vagina door level, Shannon level, where it's impossible to go through doors when you want to. You just get stuck on them and can't go through, and then shit hits you and you die. Given any thought to what you're replacing Book of Memories with, or have you even thought that far ahead yet? I never think that far ahead. Not even close. I am terrible at planning things. Like, if I can just make myself do something instead of like wasting a day, then I'm like, good job, me. You did it. You did a thing. But yeah, I'm terrible at planning ahead. Anytime I try to plan ahead, anytime I try to set a schedule for streams or be like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing on this day, never, ever works out. Something always happens and fucks my plans up. So yeah, I just don't really plan anything stream related like that far ahead. Where's my stuff? I died in this room. Where's my keys and shit? I should have dropped supplies here, like right in front of this door. This is the room I died in, right? Because it was the two... Wasn't this one, right? No, it was definitely that one. Okay. So apparently my supplies are just gone. If that includes keys, this might literally be unbeatable. I'm gonna just assume I only had supplies and not keys. Honestly, I should have been paying attention, but...
It's good to be well supplied.
Nope. Only 2 of those at a time.
I do believe... Let's see what you got. I'll give you a fair price.
Sell that. Sell those.
Don't spend it all.
Not saying we would ever want to skip any of relaxing content. Ever thought of trying to hack it or cheat or use some coding for getting through Book of Memories? Like, I could probably do a save state injector, but would anybody really... Like, that's not super impressive, is it? Because part of the reason I wanted to do this whole thing in the first place is because there is not anywhere else on the internet an entire 500 zone playthrough of Book of Memories. Most people's experience with this game is very limited. So once I'm done with this playthrough, I'll be able to just kind of have that as an archive. Like, you can play 500 procedurally generated zones in Book of Memories, and here is literally all 500 of them. From Zone 1 to Zone 500, all in one big long playlist. And there's not a whole lot of people out there who want to see that. I would imagine, I would hope, for the sake of humanity, there's not a lot of people out there who would really want to see that. But for the people who want to see that, it'll be there. It will exist, because right now it doesn't exist anywhere. There's nowhere you can just go and watch that. Let me through, please. Oh my god. And now I'm about to die. Just in time for Silent Hill 9. What's up, Techie? 9? First of all, we don't even know if it's a game. Konami has literally only promised us that they're going to say the words Silent Hill on Wednesday. And it's also funny that that is like all it takes for so many fans to lose their shit. They're like, oh my god, Konami's going to acknowledge that Silent Hill exists on Wednesday. So many people are like, oh, I told you. Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team, it's happening. Even though there's like no evidence That's a thing. Konami literally has just barely said, hey, we're going to talk about Silent Hill on Wednesday. Is it bad that I just want more than anything, like, I would love for a new Silent Hill game to come out just so that fans would talk about something other than new games coming out. Like, whether it's good or bad, if a new game actually gets released, at the very least it will be new shit. It will be something different for the fans to talk about other than speculation on rumors and leaks and, you know, whatever. A 1-hour teaser for the Christoph Gans movie? That's what I'm saying. It could be an announcement about the movie. It could be skateboards, round 2. Who's ready for round 2 skateboards? I'm gonna get me an Alex Shepard skateboard. How did I miss this many keys? Oh my god. Because my light keeps getting turned off and I can't tell because it's the fucking raver light. We've announced that we're ending our contracts with Behavior. The Silent Hill chapter will be no longer available. Which is really sad because the DBD stuff is like the most relevant Silent Hill content in a long fucking time. That would actually be very funny if Konami was just like, yeah, we're pulling this. Useless weapon room. New Dark Deception DLC. I do want to talk a little bit, even though there's not a whole lot to say about the announcement itself. It's just, oh, well, I'm fucking dead. It's literally just Konami is going to talk about Silent Hill on Wednesday. But I do want to take a moment to kind of talk about all the other stuff surrounding that announcement with all the things that people are picking up on, because I've already seen multiple things where it's like, oh god, I'm about to get killed by this Rorschach. Stop. Get out of the menu. Get out of the menu. Get out of the menu.
You know where I am if you need me.
I'm about to murder you in front of Howard. Asshole.
Step right up. We've got just about everything.
But anyway, there's all these people talking about like, oh my god, Masahiro Ito is involved. All he did was retweet the official Silent Hill Twitter thing. Which, I mean, plenty of people who worked on Silent Hill previously are excited about this. It doesn't mean they're involved, but I'm sure they're happy to see like, oh hey, they're actually doing something with that series again. Because like Sam Barlow has commented on it, Tom Hewlett has commented on it, Elijah Wood fucking retweeted it, and people are like, oh my god, Elijah Wood's gonna be in the new Silent Hill remake?
See you again.
And I'm like, how are there people who can take such an illogical leap forward? Like, completely throw away common sense and logic and just like, that's where your brain goes first. Konami has said, hey, we're going to talk about Silent Hill on Wednesday. And immediately people are like, it's a Silent Hill 2 remake. It's being made by Bloober Team, starring Elijah Wood. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's literally nothing right now. For those who don't know, Elijah Wood has said plenty of times in like interviews and stuff, like he's a nerd, he's a gamer. So I think he's just a fan who's like, oh hey, new Silent Hill thing. This interests me. I don't think he's involved. How either the rumors are all true and everyone's going to be so mad, or the rumors are false and everyone's going to be so mad. Techie, it's kind of gotten to that point where I think no matter what, more people are going to be upset than happy. I think it's legitimately at a point now that the rumor mill and the Konami history and like everything has just gotten so bad. It's gotten to such a point where no matter what this winds up being, people are going to be upset. Most people are going to be upset. There's going to be a lot of people who don't care either way. And there's going to be a lot of people who are genuinely just happy for anything new Silent Hill. I personally am kind of torn. On the one hand, a new Silent Hill game would be cool because I'm like, hey, neat. I get to be like a relevant Silent Hill streamer for another few years. I get something new to speedrun and like do in-depth research into and spend time on and make new videos on, and like that's cool. Whether it's a good game or not, it could turn into a Book of Memories situation where it's like, I hate everything about this, but I have to play it because I am Silent Hill Guy.tm. You don't know how happy it would make me if it is a new game announcement and it's a completely original game and it's good. You have no idea. Y'all would not even recognize me as the same person. You'd be like, Nub died and some happy guy took his place. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Would love Konami to port to PC every one of their Silent Hill slot machines. I would legitimately be entertained by that. If I could get the two Vegas like regular slot machines and the Pachi slot, like digital PC versions, just so that I could stream them and show them. I can't say much for the slot machines, the like Silent Hill 3 and Downpour based slot machines, because I haven't actually seen any of those. But like I've seen videos and stuff of them, but I haven't played or interacted with them myself. But I have played the Pachi slot. I have played the Silent Hill 2 Pachi slot. And it is unironically entertaining. For as much as I know we all love to shit on Konami and be like, you turn your properties into Pachi slots, you're a horrible company. And that's true. But the Silent Hill 2 Pachi slot has an unfair amount of like care and attention to detail that really should have just gone into a real video game, but instead it went into a Pachi slot. But there's some really weird stuff in it as far as like interactions with characters and cutscenes and new monsters. It's very like action-y, where James is like picking up a great knife and doing anime poses and attacking enemies, and then jumping in a speedboat and like tearing ass away. Like, these are things that are legitimately in the Silent Hill 2 Pachi slot. But then the machine itself also has this like all these moving parts, all these like little practical things. It's got this like charred looking chain link fence that like opens and closes, and it's got these little monitor things on it that have like eyeballs that move and blink at you. The panels change on the side. It has two different colors of panels that react with different kinds of lights, and then two different color lights behind it. So when one color light is shining through, you see a panel with like James and stuff on it. And then when the other light on the panel comes through, it shows Pyramid Head and monsters. There's a lot of love and detail put into a fucking Pachi slot. Like, it feels like such a waste of effort. And it's frustrating playing that and being like, all of this effort and like care could have gone into a real video game, but instead it went into a Pachi slot, and I kind of hate it, but the Pachi slot's kind of fun. And if there was like a PC way to play that, a PC version of it, to show all those things, although I guess it's less impressive when it's the physical machine having all these like moving parts and stuff that makes it so impressive, and you wouldn't have that on like a PC rip. I don't know. The MGS3 and Castlevania 3 Pachi slot makes me very sad too. Oh yeah, the cutscenes in the Metal Gear Solid Pachi slot. The graphics and stuff are so fucking good. Yeah, and it is. It's sad looking at that and being like, damn, this looks really good. And then also being like, fuck, why wasn't this just in a game? Big one there. No. Big one on top. Big one on top. No. Still don't understand pachinko slots. It's Plinko from what I can tell. It's different from machine to machine, because a traditional pachinko machine is just sort of Plinko. Like, it's little metal balls running along a track. You have very little, if any, influence on where they go and what they do. And that's the whole idea of the gamble. Sometimes a lot of them get you a lot of points, and sometimes they don't. Now, with the Silent Hill 2 Pachi slot, the reason it's called a Pachi slot is literally just to get around Japanese gambling laws, because it is 100% just a slot machine. You put in tokens, slots spin on the screen, and you push 3 buttons to stop those reels, and combinations cause things to happen, like cutscenes or whatever. It is straight up just a slot machine. There is no pachinko element to the Pachi slot, the Silent Hill Pachi slot, at all. It is just a straight up slot machine. The only reason it's called a Pachi slot is literally just to get around Japanese gambling laws. Because straight up gambling for money and slot machines, things like that, are not allowed in Japan. but pachinko games and like arcade games of chance are. So essentially the way that Japanese gambling tends to like skirt around those laws is they make games of chance like Pachi Slot, where you cannot win a cash prize, but you can win, you know, tokens or pachinko balls or credit that you exchange for other prizes. But then there will also be like a store around the corner from the pachinko hall or the arcade hall where you can sell the prizes that you win from playing pachinko. So you're not technically gambling for money, you're gambling for credits that you can exchange for like a prize. But then there are also people who buy those prizes from you so that you can get real money for them. So that's how they sort of loophole around a lot of gambling laws in Japan. So you wind up with weird stuff like the Silent Hill Pachi Slot, which is 100% just a slot machine. But they call it a Pachi Slot because that lets them get around gambling laws.
What's your pleasure?
I actually don't need anything from Howard right now. Hello, big nurse. Can I leave? I just want to leave. Do they have an age requirement to play those? I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Like, my limited time and experience in Japan, I did go to some pachinko halls. Pachinko halls are like really deafeningly loud and not a great place to spend a lot of time unless you're really super into pachinko. So I went in long enough to like try out some pachinko games, and that was about it. And it was pretty much mostly all adults, if I can remember. But I don't know if there was an actual age requirement. Please don't. Big lady. Yeah, we got the big nurse room. I gotta try and get damage glitch on these guys. Otherwise, they just eat up way too much of my weapon durability. Come on, damage glitch. Damage glitch. I wish I could reliably get this fucking damage glitch to work. I'm still not getting it. Like, I used to think it had to do with targeting. Like, when you start the beam and when you start targeting the enemy. But then as soon as I think I've got it figured out, then it like stops working. It might be one of those things that's stupid, like frame rate dependent. Like if there's a bunch of stuff in a room and the frame rate drops, maybe it's easier to get. Okay, nothing I need in this whole fucking area. Don't have any keys. Oh, great. And I've got a fucking raw shock behind me. Be kind of morbidly funny if Konami announces Book of Memories 2, to be honest. I mean, if Book of Memories 2 legitimately gets announced on Wednesday, I'm going to be streaming the event. So, if they legitimately announce Book of Memories 2, I will stream the remaining zones in like a non-stop stream. So that's... what are we? We're on 386 out of 500. Why torture yourself like that, Nub? I have that much confidence that Konami will not announce Book of Memories 2. But if they do, we will finish Book of Memories 1 in one fell swoop. And then we know what we're going to be doing for every Monday whenever Book of Memories 2 comes out. God, this fucking room is so awful. Everything has so much health. Everything is healthy. I love the healthy status effect. Let's just make all the enemies have a shit ton of health and constantly regen. I do think people are probably right about a remake, just don't know whether it'll be a Silent Hill 1 or 2 remake. For people who actually believe that, anybody watching, if you're willing to bet money that Konami's about to announce a Silent Hill remake, why? Can I ask? Why? Why are people so confident in that idea? It has to be more than just Dusk Golem talking shit on Twitter. Got 5 on it, it'll just be a merch deal. You willing to put $5 on that, Yami? Gambling is not allowed on Twitch anymore. I'm sorry. So we can't actually do that. Man, I should... oh, that wouldn't work because then it doesn't give people time to build it up. I was going to say I should enable channel points just for people to bet on what Konami's going to talk about on Wednesday. will gift a sub if it isn't a merch deal. If it's more like if it's something other than merch. Okay, we're done. We're done here. Adding Book of Memories to the HD re-release collection. Maybe. Seeing as last time they did this, it was fucking skateboards, I'm pretty good on it'll be merch. See, you've got a very good point. Last time Konami made a big deal like they were going to announce some serious shit, it was fucking skateboards. You have an absolutely valid point. Now, I will say, personally, just because of the wording, it makes me a little bit cautious because what does the tweet specifically say? The future of the Silent Hill series. Not Silent Hill as a franchise. The rating pending on the website is truly ominous. Yeah. I think it is going to be a game announcement. I don't think it's going to be a remake. I think there's enough from the way that they're presenting it to glean that much. But I'm completely guessing. Yeah, thank you, Legate. I was pulling it up. In your restless dreams, do you see that town? The latest updates for the Silent Hill series will be revealed during the Silent Hill transmission on Wednesday, October 19th, 2 p.m. PDT. Ugh. I don't know, fellas. Favorite part is that the Silent Hill website still has Masahiro Ito's tweet. Oh yeah, that's one of those things like, you know how whenever I do story playthroughs of the old games, the existing games, I like to talk about the development history and kind of the stuff that was going on while those games were being made, or even when they were like first announced, and how people kind of reacted to them back then, like the initial reactions to Silent Hill 2 being, you know, kind of mixed because a lot of people just wanted a legitimate sequel to Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2 was something different. So at some point in the future, we're going to be looking back on this as the time when Konami was getting ready to announce a new game, and SilentHill.com literally still shows just a Masahiro Ito tweet that says, "I wish I hadn't fucking designed Pyramid Head." Because Konami was too inept to purchase the SilentHill.com website URL web zone. Like, I don't know. It's very weird. Silent Hill website's your homepage at work. Just SilentHill.com. Check it every day just to see that it's still there. Oh, please. I actually managed to get the best buff in the game It literally just saved my life. Enemies cannot see me. For a little bit. So nothing is attacking me. Which was really good because I ran face first into a raw shock that would have one-shot me when I was coming out of that room. So I'm trying to like explore as much as I can while things are not attacking. I definitely need to try and finish up here. I wonder if that means that bogeyman won't be stalking me. And it's gone. Okay, well, that was a bit of progress. I got to this orb at least. Hey, damage glitch. Got it just by accident here. Good shit. In your restless dreams, do you see that town? Well, now you can own a piece of Silent Hill. New Silent Hill NFTs. Yeah. Oh, man. But there's a rating pending, guys. And it already got rated in South Korea. By a Masahiro Ito tweet for 1,000 bitcoins. Hey, that was almost my joke that I put on Twitter. That they're just going to start selling Masahiro Ito's bathwater. Own the pillow that smothered Mary for only 2K Ethereum. Masahiro Ito's fuck toast. Legit, Masahiro Ito should make a cookbook. You want to talk about things to sell me, Konami? Although Ito's just like a private contractor. He's not like a full-on employee of Konami. Ito, make a cookbook. He's always talking about all this weird stuff that he's eaten. Honey butter, honey toast, and vodka, ice cream. Just want an Ito cookbook. A bread recipe, and it's called It's Bread. Yeah, just... It's bread. The official Silent Hill bread recipe. While he draws sexy cyborg BDSM girls. Man, if you've never seen Ito's his adult works, his pornographies, Ito draws some wild shit. Definitely don't look up Masahiro Ito on Pixiv. Especially while you're at work. Or where your family can see your computer screen. Eddie's pizza recipe. Dude, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just make that. I should manifest destiny. Make that my own reality. And just make a Silent Hill cookbook. Because I cook. I used to work in restaurants. I'm not like a fucking chef or anything. But I worked in an Indian restaurant. I worked in a local pizza place. I know how to make bread. I can make fuck toast. I can put vodka on ice cream. I think we could make a good Silent Hill cookbook. Ow. Co-write it with Ducky. Actually, I know a few different people who are like really good cooks who would probably help out with that. Ducky could help. Bach. I know we got a lot of Bach Basoup fans here. Bach is like an actual chef. Now that I've said the idea, someone else out there will make it. Apparently that nurse forgot that she's dead. Just like Lisa. Sign me up for the drink section, because fuck if I can't make a mean drink. Oh yeah, you could do plenty of good like cocktail type things. This doesn't heal me, does it? Oh, it does heal. There we go. Good. That's all I really needed. Stop. I use those abilities so scarcely. I swear, sometimes it actually heals you when you use it, and sometimes it doesn't. I have multiple hundreds of hours playing this game, and I still don't entirely know the point of karma abilities. Also, I got the movement speed glitch. Keep seeing people complain about Bloober Team possibly making a remaster, but I've never played any of their games. Always something about a bad take on abuse victims. That doesn't sound too different than Angelo without knowing any context. So I have not played the Bloober Team that is in question, where they bring up the abuse victims thing. I think that was... Which game of theirs was that? I don't know. I've only played Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2. That was the medium? Yeah, I haven't played the medium. So I unfortunately can't add a whole lot of context to that aspect of it. But I played Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2, and both of those suck. Like, the actual story narrative is really bad. It's a lot of really cliche stuff, and their idea of horror is just sort of like, it's very gimmicky. It's really gimmicky shit. Like, Layers of Fear 1 and Layers of Fear 2, those games are all just hey, come look at this thing. And then you look at the thing, and then you turn around, and then, oh, the room looks different than it did before you looked at the thing. So it's like, oh, here's a mirror. Go look at the mirror. You turn around, and the world behind you doesn't look like it should. You know, here's an item shimmering on a desk, and you go and you pick it up, and what was once a small room behind you now is a long hallway. Over and over and over. And then when it does try to throw you a bone with like a little bit of story or whatever, it's not well written. It's not super creative. So I can't say much for Bloober for like the rest of their games, but yeah, Layers of Fear 1, Layers of Fear 2 were not good. I did not enjoy them. Certainly not like Silent Hill vibes from either of them. Holy shit, Citizen Dolan, what the fuck? I think you just gave me like $100 Canadian. Thank you for the $90.37 American. It's so weird. I thought I changed this to where it doesn't like do the conversion thing. Shit, dude. Citizen Dolan, that is a lot of fucking money. Much love from Canada, friend. What a week we are in for. Hype, lame, or somewhere in between. Hope you are excited. Happy to be in this community with you all for the next stage of Silent Hill. 125 Canadian. Holy shit. Thank you so much. That is insanely generous, Citizen Dolan. Yeah, like, as far as this week goes, regardless of how it turns out, I'm happy to be a part of the Silent Hill community. I'm still happy to be a fan of this series. And admittedly, it is exciting getting news. Like, that this could potentially be something. More than a skateboard. More than Death Trap Dungeon, or what is it called? Monsters and something? I don't know. Deception, I think. So, we'll see. We'll all be excited rocking our new Silent Hill skateboards. I legitimately have been trying to get back into skateboarding again. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to need to lose like 30 pounds first. But I got the Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 4 skateboards. And unlike most Silent Hill collectors who like kept them in their packaging and like won't dare to touch their precious collector's edition skateboards, which is, you know, understandable. I'm that kid who gets like rare expensive toys, and like when you're supposed to like you know, you get a Charizard card playing Pokemon and you're like, this is worth a lot of money. I'm the kid who's like, yeah, but it's also a really good Pokemon card and I've got a fire deck, so I'm going to use it and play with it. Same deal with these skateboards. I bought trucks, wheels, everything, bearings, and put my Silent Hill 2 skateboard together so that it's ready to actually ride. I even got like red grip tape and cut out the 9 red square final save point and put that as my grip tape on the top part of the Silent Hill 2 skateboard. Because, yeah, I used to love skateboarding as a kid. I started skateboarding probably, man, I must have been, it was my friend Anthony who got me into skateboarding, and I want to say that was like first or second grade. So I was like 7. And I started getting into skateboarding, and I skated pretty regularly up until I was about 19 or so. So when I got my Silent Hill skateboards, they were a gift from Rachel. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, but these are not going to be like preserved collector's items. I'm going to use them as an excuse to like skateboard again. Phew. 7 years old when your broken bones healed immediately. Yeah. Now I'm 34. I walked 2.5 miles a week and a half ago and I still feel it. Now it takes 34 weeks for a bone to heal. No, at this point, any damage done to my body is just permanent. Any day where like I wake up and I don't quite step out of bed right, and I sort of like slip, like, you know, kind of like barely twist your ankle. Anytime that happens, I'm just like, well, that is just going to be how my foot feels now. I just have to accept I'm going to feel this moment for the rest of my life. Getting old is just losing the ability to regen health. Dude, Silent Hill 4 is a metaphor for getting old. You start off, your room is your safe place. You go back to your room and your health automatically recovers. Once you get past that halfway point, your room's just haunted. That's your body, man. Your body's just fucking haunted. Walter starts showing up. There's a cat crying from in the fridge. Nice. You can keep that shovel and put it in your ass. Thank you, Valtiel. Getting old sucks, man. I know. I can't complain, man. I'm 34. 34 is not even that old. Whoops. Is this it? Almost. Don't threaten Valtiel with a good time. Your shoes start walking around on their own. Yeah. See, it's a good thing I didn't have the money and the resources to go to TwitchCon. It's a good thing too, because you know I would have been all over that foam pit. I would have just imploded. I would have jumped off that platform. And just be a stain on the concrete underneath. It's everyone's favorite Silent Hill boss, the Light Guardian. Hey, you know how everyone's all excited about Konami making a new Silent Hill game? Just as a reminder, this is the last one that came out. Just remember. Just remember. This is the last Silent Hill game that came out. For everyone all excited about Konami talking about Silent Hill on Wednesday. It might be real exciting. It might be worse than Book of Memories. Just came back to us being hype about the new Pachi slot machine. I don't know about hype. What if the announcement is just Silent Hills, but without Hideo Kojima and Norman Reedus? I mean, at that point, it's not Silent Hills. That's a different video game. In which case, it would still be a new Silent Hill game, which is good enough for most people. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be actually excited until it is a game that I can like buy and play. I'm at that point. When you've been a Silent Hill fan and you've been burned as long as I have. Admittedly, you know, you get pretty jaded about it. So I'm like, nope. We'll see what happens. But until there's actually something new to play, man, I don't think I can feel too excited about much of anything. Stop it. Silent Hill MMO. You know, they really thought Book of Memories was going to be that popular. Where there's like a whole online multiplayer system set up for Book of Memories. Y'all have seen me do a little bit of it. I've done some multiplayer with Rachel in the past. But they really thought, you know, people would be like constantly looking for lobbies, you know? Come on, guys. Get on Book of Memories. Let's get our 4-man squad going. Bust out some zones. They really thought this game would be that well received.
Shouldn't be this hard.
Whoops. Ito Yamaoka. Ito and Yamaoka teasing involvement in kind of a getting hyped, honestly. I don't know if they're necessarily teasing involvement. See, that's one of those things where I think people might be thinking too much into it. Because, like, yes, Yamaoka, he retweeted the Silent Hill thing, like, from Konami. He didn't even retweet it. He put it on his Instagram. And then Ito retweeted it, and it's like, Ito still talks about Silent Hill all the time on his Twitter account. Just like anybody else, whether he's involved or not, he would probably retweet that. He would probably be aware and, you know, excited about a new Silent Hill entry. Tom Hewlett retweeted it out. Nobody's going, ooh, Tom Hewlett's involved. Like, he talked about it on his Twitter account. Sam Barlow, who was the one of the guys who worked with Tom Hewlett on Shattered Memories and the director of Origins. He's the guy who said Origins was a bad idea. Yeah, that guy. Sam Barlow. He's talked about it and retweeted it. And nobody's going like, ooh, Sam Barlow's involved, you know? But people seem so convinced. Yeah, Elijah Wood retweeted it. Like, he's just a nerd. He's talked about it in stuff where he's a gamer. I think he's just a fan. And he's excited like any other fan would be, you know? But people immediately just jump to conclusions like, oh my God, he's involved. Again, not to say that he's not, but it's not enough. That by itself is not enough to assume involvement. Just because, like, Ito retweeted a thing, or Yamaoka put a thing on Facebook, or Instagram, or whatever, MySpace.
Enjoy it now.
It doesn't mean they have anything to do with it.
By any time, we're always open.
Could you stop? I'm gonna die. Everybody just chill out. It must suck to be a celebrity who gets excited about nerd stuff. You can't publicly express that excitement without people thinking you're involved. True. True. Like, you can't just enjoy things like a non-celebrity person would. Because there are, like, a lot of celebrities like that where they show interest in things. And sometimes it's because they're interested that they get to become more involved. For example, Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. And he used to talk about Dungeons and Dragons in old interviews and stuff like that. Like, he was very open about being a D&D guy, like a big old nerd. And then for certain, there was some D&D books where they actually, Dungeons and Dragons approached him and they were like, hey, would you like to write the foreword for some of our books? And he did. So, like, he became involved with it, but started off just being like a fan of it. Henry Cavill's surely going to be in a 40K, Warhammer 40K movie. Is he big into 40K? I don't keep up with that. Not afraid to show he's a big nerd. See, I'm only very marginally understanding of Warhammer. I've got a lot of nerdy things that I'm into. Never fully got into Warhammer. Just be Post Malone. That's true. Post Malone is also, like, talked about a lot of nerdy shit that he's into. Have you seen Amazon's Rings of Power or House of the Dragon? No and no. I have not seen any or read any. I'm the last person on earth who, like, doesn't know anything about Game of Thrones. Books or show or anything at all. Oh, I'm about to fucking die. I don't know why I'm even doing this. I'm done. Like, there might be an artifact room, but it is absolutely not worth it right now. How do I even get back? Okay, I have to go up, around, and then down. Apparently missed a key. Flamethrower. Yeah, I can sell it. So I'm gonna go right past Howard's before the exit, so it works out. But yeah, I have not watched Rings of Power. I have not watched House of the Dragon. Don't know if I would watch Rings of Power. Me and Rachel are both big fans of Lord of the Rings, books, movies, all that stuff. And yeah, we haven't heard really like anything good.
I can buy it for a decent price.
We might wind up watching it as like a morbid curiosity thing. But no. Nothing that I've watched. Hell, the nerd thing I've been indulging in lately is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm finally catching up on the second half of part 6.
It's good to be well supplied.
Because I was actually getting a friend into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Now don't you waste.
And they were hanging out over here and we were watching, starting from the beginning. So they were watching part 1.
Spend those memories.
Whereas like I've been a big fan of JoJo's since like 2001, 2002. I played the Dreamcast fighting game and then found out that there's like a whole manga around it and started looking up the manga online. And yeah, I've been a really, really big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ever since. Almost as long as I've been a Silent Hill fan, basically. Oh yeah. Great to small, stories in. Gotcha. JoJo is the shit. I love me some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Once I have more money, I plan on getting more tattoos. As it is right now, I've only got 2 tattoos on my body. One is a Triforce with like the wings and everything on my right forearm from The Legend of Zelda, because the original Legend of Zelda on NES is like the first real... It's not technically the first game that I played, but it's the first game I like consider myself to have become a gamer with that video game, where I was really invested in it, making notes, drawing maps, that kind of thing. And then I have a Joestar birthmark tattooed on the nape of my neck on the left. So at some point I do plan on getting like a Silent Hill tattoo. I plan on getting a lot of tattoos if I can ever fucking afford it. But yeah, just to show how much of a fan I am, the Joestar birthmark was my first tattoo. Like, literally, I got that for my 18th birthday. I had been such a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure up to that point that for my 18th birthday, one of my friends was like, gonna buy a tattoo, gonna pay for a tattoo for you. What do you want? And I went with the Joestar birthmark. Tattoos are really expensive. That's why you only have one. Hey, that's why I've only got two. And
anything specific?
Both were technically gifts.
It's good to be well supplied. Now don't you wait. See you again.
Like, I didn't put forth all the money. I had people helping pay for or paying for outright for either of them. Shit. Zelda 1 really rules. Dude, I still love the original Legend of Zelda. So many games in the Zelda series that I really love. Maybe that's what we'll do when I finish Book of Memories. We're gonna have Zelda Mondays, and I'll just play through all the Zelda games. You want to talk about some complicated lore? You think Silent Hill is hard to follow from game to game? Try following Zelda. Talk about some complicated fucking lore. Kingdom Hearts in-depth lore playthrough when? No lie, Sasam. I almost did that last year. Because I also really like the Kingdom Hearts games. But I am very, very much not capable of explaining all of it. Because I don't think any human is. And I haven't even, like, played every Kingdom Hearts game. At the very least, with, like, Silent Hill and Zelda, I've played every game. Would you just take damage, man? Thank you. But, yeah, me and Rachel last year were replaying Kingdom Hearts. And it pretty much got to a point where I was considering like speed running it as well. Because we were just having a fucking great time replaying Kingdom Hearts 1 together. Where we would kind of just play and like pass off the controller. For a while, we just kind of both had our own separate files where we were playing through and doing different things. And it made me realize how much I am a fan of Kingdom Hearts 1 and not so much any of the other games. Like, I really fucking love the first Kingdom Hearts, but from there, it's like much more of a slog to play through any of the other ones. I don't know. Something about the first one, it's definitely a level of nostalgia. Can't deny that. But something about the first one where, I don't know, the pacing of it is really good.
Straight to business, I see.
And I just enjoy the gameplay of it a lot more.
I think I've got just the thing.
Whereas like Kingdom Hearts 2, we started playing through it. And I mean, when we played through Kingdom Hearts 1, we wound up playing through it multiple times.
Now don't you waste that.
For a little while, we were just kind of like, fuck it, let's just start going for platinum trophies.
I do believe.
Which I think we came very close to getting. I think we still just had to like synthesize every item. Some of the more like tedious trophies, but we did almost everything else. But then like we moved on to Kingdom Hearts 2 and like played up through what's it called? Old style classic Mickey Mouse. Timeless River something. What is it called? And then I just kind of got that feeling of like, oh right, it's this fucking part. And then that just kind of like, I don't know, killed my desire to keep playing. And then like Kingdom Hearts 3, I've heard Kingdom Hearts 3 is really good, but I've only played a tiny little bit of it. And then just kind of got sidetracked and stopped playing it. Chain of Memories I played, and I've told the story before, but yeah. Timeless River claims another soul. I mean, it's such a fucking slog. Like, it kills the pacing so much. And I've already beaten Kingdom Hearts 2 like back in the day, so I basically got to it and I was like, oh shit, not this again. But yeah, I told the story about Chain of Memories where I was a really, really big fan of Kingdom Hearts 1, and then Chain of Memories got announced, and I can remember it was like one of my first jobs where I remember spending, it may have literally been my first paycheck from like a job that I bought a Game Boy Advance SP and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Because I bought my SP, I bought Chain of Memories, and I bought Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls? Is that what it was called? The GBA version of 1 and 2. Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Dawn of Souls was like the DS one, I think. Origins was the PS1 version. What was it on GBA? Anyway, I had Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and I had Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I wound up so fucking mad with Chain of Memories, because Chain of Memories could have been a really good Kingdom Hearts style action game on the Game Boy Advance, or Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories could have been a really good card-based game in the Kingdom Hearts universe. And instead it tried to be both. and made the experience of both less enjoyable. Because the graphics and like the movement with your actions and your swings when you're attacking and casting magic is so good. It feels really good for like a GBA game. They did a really good job of making it feel like a Kingdom Hearts game. But then there's the card system, so you can just run out of swings. So suddenly you're having to like run off and reshuffle, and like you have this whole card element, which if it would have been just the cards, if it was just like a versus card game, sort of like the Game Boy Pokemon trading card game was, where it's like a little adventure game where you go around playing the trading card game. If it was strictly like that, where it was just like a Kingdom Hearts game where you go around and play cards, that would have been cool. Or if it was just a regular Kingdom Hearts action game on the GBA, that would have been really cool. Instead, they tried to be both. And it just made the action feel worse when you're having to deal with cards, and it made the card tactic aspect of it worse when you're trying to focus on like moving around and dodge rolling and casting spells and swinging at an enemy. And then the way that the Chain of Memories story was set up, at the time it was being marketed as like, you're going to have to play this to know what's going on in Kingdom Hearts 2. And I 100% bought into it. Because I'm like, man, I love Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm going to have to know what's going on in Kingdom Hearts 2. So I need to buy Chain of Memories. And even though I kind of hate this mishmash fighting / action / card system, I'll put up with it so that I can have all these important story elements for when Kingdom Hearts 2 comes out. And at the start of Chain of Memories, all of your characters lose their memories. And at the end of Chain of Memories, all of your characters lose their memories. So everything that essentially happens from the perspective of the characters in Chain of Memories doesn't really matter. Instead, it's just sort of like an entire game just to introduce Organization 13. Which Kingdom Hearts 2 does perfectly fine. It is completely unnecessary. So I was always like really bitter about Chain of Memories. It felt like such a scam. I felt like I got ripped off. I put up with this fucking game and this gameplay that's like not great. Excuse me. Pardon me. And then Chain of Memories wasn't super important anyway. It matters to explain Roxas because a dual-wielding Keyblade, which Sora never gets to do because reasons. What, dual-wield Keyblades? No, Sora does. That's like... Whoa, whoa. Isn't that like his whole thing? In Kingdom Hearts 2, you have the like multiple Keyblades. You have the what is it called? The drive system, or you have like all the different forms. Drive forms. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure he dual wields. What you got for me, Valtiel? Ooh, a dog tag. Alright. Where do you want this baby? Over here. Hey, what's up, Alan? Hope you're doing well tonight. Here's the truth of Kingdom Hearts. The only two side games that actually fill in plot details are Birth by Sleep and 3D, Dream Drop Distance. Even then, you can safely skip them if you want to. The you have to play all of it to get it was both marketing from SE and hype from the fandom. Yeah, that kind of seemed like it, especially when you really start delving into it and people are including, there's like a live, it's like a live event, like a live stage production thing that like doesn't even exist anymore, where fans are like, you need to know all this stuff. They talk about things in this that aren't covered in any of the other games. Oh boy, it's going to be full of pyramid heads. Look, there he is. It's triangle face. Okay, at least he's slow.
In other news, it's been an unusually slow news day in what some are already dubbing the Day of Rest.
Let me out.
Zero reported crime,
These rooms are so fucking pointless, dude.
death, or injuries. You think you're so smart, don't you?
Yes. Thank you for berating me. Book of Memories. Think you're fucking better than me? Don't forget the gacha game before Kingdom Hearts 3. Put every player into the game so you had like 1 billion Keyblades. Oh right, that was a thing too. Oh my god. The invincibility platform. Just right where these tremors drop down. And you're summoning more shit. God. Just fucking stop. Doesn't have any important plot detail that Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't just hand you. Therefore, you don't need to play it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Kingdom Hearts. I like the first one a lot. And I think the second one is pretty good. Although I don't like it as much as 1. But beyond that, I haven't really played enough of 3 to have like a fair opinion on it. I hate Chain of Memories. And that's all I've really played. I have all of them. At some point, I had planned on going through all the others. Just never got around to it. Just didn't care enough to actually go and do that. I don't know. I was drawn into Kingdom Hearts for the same reason that a lot of other fans were drawn into Kingdom Hearts. I was a really, really big fan of Final Fantasy. And people were like, Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters in one game. I was like, that's fucking weird. That sounds like the kind of shit your friend would tell you. Just to try and get like a what the fuck reaction. But then it wound up actually being real. How are you still moving around? Why did you resist my power? Welp, I beat the mat fight, I got the queue, and beat the dungeon before you quit Book of Memories. For a minute, I thought you were legitimately saying you were playing Final Fantasy XI. And I was going to be really upset that I'm not also playing Final Fantasy XI with you. Although you definitely could do all of that stuff. Especially on retail servers. Doing the Dragoon mat fight challenge, queued for a dungeon as DPS. Oh, in 14. I forget that mat and all that is a thing in 14 as well. I mean, you could legitimately do all of that before I quit Book of Memories on, like, retail servers on Final Fantasy XI. Oh, we're done. Referencing the old meme of the Dragoon mat fight. Who can get a party first? Oh, right. Right. Instead of like all the other jobs. Rose from the Abyss, weak to strong. Where you just fight him. For Dragoon, it was who can get a party first. Go. But when you say queued for a dungeon, that is specifically Final Fantasy XIV. Because Final Fantasy XI, you don't queue for dungeons. You just party. You have to group up and kill shit together. Occasionally there are dungeons and missions and stuff, but... Can't get into MMOs anymore. Used to be a WoW addict back in the first 3 expansions, but the magic is just gone. Same. I played a lot of WoW early on. Final Fantasy XI was my crack. That was the main thing that I played out of any MMO. I sank so much time into Final Fantasy XI. Like, I started playing it in 2003, and I literally played it almost every day up until like 2012 to maybe 2010. And then I kind of started getting out of it. I still played it once in a while, but I kind of started getting out of it for a little bit. And then I'd have more like new friends who would get into it. And then I'd start fucking playing it every day again. And I've played a lot of MMOs. But yeah, nothing ever really stuck the way FF11 did. Although, there was a lot of good MMOs. There was a lot of fun MMOs out there. There's a lot of the stuff that I tried. I could have like easily played for like thousands and thousands of hours if it weren't for Final Fantasy XI. Phantasy Star Online, and various iterations over the years. Played a lot of Blue Burst with friends. Played a lot of Universe. I still have yet to try PSO2. Played Final Fantasy XI on Xbox 360. It was as bad as it sounds. Oh yeah, I had the 360 version. I had the PS2 version. I had the PC version. Because how else was I going to play all of my characters, all my multiple characters all at once? Because I would literally do that all the fucking time. I'd have my PC running with my, like... I'd have my PC running with like my secondary character that I'm leveling, and then I'd have my PS2 hooked up with the fucking HDD and network adapter hooked up, and a PS2 controller keyboard combination monstrosity, so that I could run my main character, which was like a level 75 red mage, white mage, so I could be power leveling my secondary character and my friends' characters while we were still like in Valkyrie Dunes and shit like that. But we had the 360 version as well, so that we could always, like, my friends would sometimes bring over their setups or bring over like a spare TV or computer monitor. We'd set everything up. We did like literal LAN parties essentially, where like Hirimi can attest to this. Like, we would just all get together at one of our houses, and like 4 or 5 of us would just sit down and play Final Fantasy XI together, and we did that a lot. Still have the physical copies of FF11 sitting in your TV stand, the PS2 copies. Oh yeah, I still have all my physical copies. I still have all that shit. Yeah, Legate, it's the song. It's the Book of Memories theme song. Wah, 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 wah. And I'm dead. I got one shot by an enemy that his AI is programmed to just block doors in order to one-shot you when you have to go through that door. I love it. Still have your newish PC copy of FF11? Oh no. I've got ancient fucking original releases of like pretty much every version of Final Fantasy XI still. Like, I have to go through extra shit because Square changed all of the online stuff, the MOG Station stuff, to include their Final Fantasy XI services. And the way that account names and numbers and things are handled now are way different than the way that they were handled back in 2003. And I still have the same user ID, like Play Online account number
First aid kits?
from that original 2003 launch. So like it doesn't even let me log in to the fucking site the same way as like someone with a newer account does. I have to go through extra fucking hoops and ladders for it to be like, damn, you still have your fucking 2003 Play Online number? I'm like, yeah. Let me play Final Fantasy XI now. In the year of our Lord, 2022. Damn near 20-year-old account. Don't know your old Play Online ID at all. Man, I know my fucking Play Online ID better than I know my like driver's license number. From having to log into Final Fantasy XI so many times across so many different platforms over so many different years. Because I never changed it from my original one, so it's been that same account number since 2003. You know your driver's license by heart, but your Play Online ID is lost to time. I know like my Texas driver's license number. I don't know my Georgia. I don't have that, my new one, committed to memory yet. But my Play Online ID, fuck, I'll never forget that. If I make it to be like, 90 years old and like Alzheimer's is coming up and fucking me up, friends and family are coming up to me like can't recognize anybody's face, but they'll be like, hey, log into Final Fantasy XI. Yeah, I got it. We're gonna go camp some NMs. Get you a PC so you can log into FF11. Thank you. That's all I need. And still playing Book of Memories. God, maybe that'll be the reality of it. And still make me play Book of Memories on Mondays. '93 and still immortal. Like, all right, it's Monday. You got to go for the 500 zone world record again. Yeah, you made a commitment back in 2020. Fist boost. My fists have been boosted. Sure, let's... Let's use our fists while they're boosted. Yeah, look how powerful my fists are. Isn't this great? Look out, Mr. Butcher. Oh, you still kill me in one shot. One hot shot. I think I need more gin. I've been drinking gin and 7-Up this whole time. In case it wasn't obvious. Go through the door. Fuck. It's not even a blood zone.
Feel free to have a look around. Something I can take off your hands? I think I've got just the thing. I do believe. Until next time.
All right. Still gotta go down here. Find 2 more orbs. We're just gonna time stop the whole way there. Is that what'll do? Fuck all of you. Of course, I'm missing a key. How are you resisting my time stop? Standotsky. It's another enemy stand user. That's why I needed to pick up my keys from where I died. Fuck. This is a shitty zone. I mean, all the zones are shitty, but some of them are worse than others, and this is one of those ones. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm done. I'm done. Hirimi, you want to play Back 4 Blood? Oh, shit. We don't even have... Jubes is not even online. It's not... It's only 11:30. Not even 11:30 yet. Yami is stuck at work. Get through this quest cutscene and we can play. Oh, it's gonna take forever. I'm definitely done with this though. That is all the Book of Memories I can take. I was already getting fed up with it, and then getting Poison Trap cheap killed. Somehow I have like maxed out fucking intelligence. How can a Poison Trap even affect me if I don't stand on it for like 30 seconds straight? But sure, let's just die to a Poison Trap. Nope. No more books. No more memories. I want to play something else. I'm going to play some Back for Blood, play some DBD. Monday's over. We're ending Monday